Yo, what's up guys, Cocojobro here and welcome back to another DBD video. In today's video, if you guys didn't know, there is a new PTB coming around the corner with some spicy gameplay and specifically end game gameplay that is going to rock your socks off. It's actually wild. I just finished reading this article and my goodness, the stuff that they're bringing for the next update is bonkers, dude. Now, just a heads up, what's going to be coming next isn't going to be live in the next update. They're going to pretty much tweak things and make sure that everything's pretty balanced. But let's dive into this and let's see all of the crazy and wacky things that they're bringing to the end game. So here we go. Pretty much they're introducing something called the finishing Mori. There's a lot of cool Moris out there. Trickster has his whole showmanship. The hag eats your freaking liver and guts out. You know, there's really cool ones. My favorite is the Legion. Just the way that they tell a story and the survivors are trying to fight back. I think that's really awesome. So in this upcoming build, PTB build, they're going to be bringing what is called the finishing Mori. So most of the times, people bring a Mori in out of spite. Oh, it's a 4-man, or maybe they're trying to get use out of their memento Moris, but they don't really get any value, or it's pretty much fixated to a certain perk, Devour Hope or Rancor, right? And most people are not getting value, so they're changing it up a bit. So the first thing that they're bringing up is called the last standing phase. So the last standing phase is when all other survivors are dead. They're in the dying state, which means they're crawling, they're hooked, or they have escaped. So you become in this last standing phase. So both the killer and the survivor's senses are heightened, which means they're going to give you a better field of vision. So I think they're going to just throw in Shadowborn on you, right? And then if you're already running Shadowborn, maybe they're going to amplify it ×2 or double it. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. But essentially, they're going to give you Shadowborn. So when you're in the last standing phase, if you go down as a survivor, you will instantly be brought to a certain section on the map that's open, so you could actually see the Mori in plain view. And the killer is going to Mori you. And if you're playing killer, you literally did your job, and there's going to be a sick finishing Mori. And you don't have to bring people to hooks. You don't have to worry about, oh, can I carry them to this hook? There's only one hook in the corner of the map. All the other people left them. You're going to really get value and just get a satisfying end to the end of the game, which is really cool. So I think that's awesome for the killer side. Even for the survivor side, maybe the killer will just slug you knowing that there isn't a hook, and so you're just left on the ground for the next 5 minutes, right? Now, I really hate that when I'm playing survivor, and I also hate that when I'm playing killer, that I can't bring them to a hook and just end the match. So I think that's an awesome change. And then also too, if you are able as the killer to down everyone, and then you finally down the last person will get Mori'd, and then all the other people will just get consumed by the entity how they regularly get consumed. Moving on, hope is not lost. With this new system in place, leaving survivors on the ground, aka slugging, may be an appealing strategy. Most of the people will think about like a nurse using haunted grounds or something that's like instant kill with maybe they get Devour Hope and then just go boom, 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 and then they go to the last person and then everyone's on the ground. It's really boring for the survivors. Yeah, hats off to the killer for being able to pull that off, or any other killer to pull that off, but it's really boring to just lay there on the ground for about 5 minutes and then bleed out, right? So it says that the survivors aren't going to give up without a fight. After being left on the ground for 45 seconds, survivors now gain the ability to pick themselves up without the need of any perks. And this is affected by recovery speed. So you're talking about exponential boon and also the unbreakable build that everyone loves bringing. It's just going to help people to not just lay there and have just the killer slug, but you actually get to play the game. One of my biggest pet peeves is when killers tunnel someone out of the game. They probably played the game for like a minute or two. They get tossed on a hook for 30 seconds. They get unhooked. They get tossed back on a hook. They get unhooked, and then they get tossed back on the hook. And it's just really boring. So I really like this little change right here. It also too helps if, again, the killer just slugs everyone and they hook 1, 2, or 3 people, and maybe they can't find the last 2 or last person, then you're just laying there. It's just great that you can pick yourself up, or going back to the last standing phase, everyone is dead. So there's going to be some changes to a couple of the Moris and the perks. So I'm going to skip the perks. The crazy part is with the Memento Moris, if you're able to kill like 2 people, 3 people, 4 people for yellow, green, and red, then you get more blood points, which is kind of cool. And you still get that finishing Mori. There's some changes to some of the other perks. So they removed the ability to pick yourself up has been removed from Unbreakable, Soul Guard, No Mither, Exponential. I think you will still get that boost from them, but you won't be able to essentially pick yourself up. I'm not sure. I don't know how they're gonna hash this out. And then the ability to Mori survivors has been removed by Rancor and Devour Hope. So essentially, it says right here, increases dying state recovery by 100%. Rancor, when all generators are powered, your obsession's aura is revealed for 5 seconds. They're permanently inflicted with expose. So that's really cool. You can pretty much one-shot them like usual, or maybe you can chase everyone out and then instantly down them for the finishing Mori. And then Devour Hope, once 5 tokens have been earned, survivors placed on a hook are instantly sacrificed. That is so sick. I like that. I think that's awesome. It's the same thing about being able to Mori them. You just have to pick them up and take them to a hook, which essentially is kind of like the same amount of time from the killer animation of a Mori. Mori is usually like a good 10 seconds or so of a cool animation. So the amount of time it takes to pick someone up and then throw them on a hook, I think that's totally fair. But I love that. Like, you're dead. You're out of the game. That's cool. We talked about the finishing Moris right here. And then pretty much just here, the finishing Mori system, anti-slugging mechanic, and other changes mentioned in this post will be available for testing during next week's public test build. As a reminder, these features will not be part of the 6.30 update. This is an early preview that has not yet ready for release. We would like to gather your feedback as early as we continue developing this feature, so it runs smoothly as possible. Until next time, DBD team. So pretty much they've been working on this idea for a really long time, and I really dig what they're doing. I'm glad that they're pushing the boundaries to test new things. I know some people have been talking about Dead by Daylight 2, because if you guys know how the whole spaghetti system works, if one thing changes in the game, then another bug creates, and if they patch that bug, then 2 more other bugs create, and it just seems like there's always a never-ending cycle of bugs. So it's really cool to just see them just trying something new and giving the system kind of a fresh reboot on how the end game works. A lot of us been playing since 2016 or even 17, including myself, so it's really great to have a fresh perspective or a renewing of the game after so long, so it doesn't get stale. So the whole perk revamp has been really cool. Seeing this get changed has been really cool. Even something else that they're doing too is I was reading this earlier, is they're trying to work on fixing some of the, you guys know about the cheaters. There's been a huge group of cheaters that have been banned. 200,000. Can you believe that there's 200,000 cheaters and 50,000 so far this year alone? I think that's an awesome achievement. As you guys know, some of your favorite streamers you might have watched, including myself, we get really frustrated trying to create content, trying to play this game with a smile, and then if we're doing like a win streak or something and we just lose our minds trying to figure out, is this person cheating? Is this a second account that they're using just to throw away? Are we playing a fair match? Can survivors or killers, you know, use certain things that seem very questionable? And I just feel like the past 2 years, this game has been in a really crazy state where we haven't had a lot of peace, and you might have seen a lot of streamers or YouTubers that you've watched kind of leave the game. So I'm really hoping that this new change right here with all of the perks, all of the new end games, they're working on preventing sniping prevention, fail safes. You know, a lot of people have been DDoS and stuff like that. IP addresses been leaked, things like that. Supportive tools, player feedback, and beyond. They're just trying to make this game as best as they can with the anti-cheat updates and bans. So there's a lot looking forward for this game. It's really cool. I'm very excited to see what's to come in DBD. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and what are you most excited for DBD? Are you tired of the game? Are you done playing with it? Are you ready to try something new? But again, if you guys like this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe for more future content. Hope to see you guys in the next one, and thank you again for watching. Take care, guys.